Welcome to Unbreakable You. I'm Dr. Leif Smith. Today's topic, how to kick your fears in the balls. So now that I have your attention, can we talk about fear? Can we talk about the consequences of fear in our life? I think we should. The consequences of fear, of walking around scared all the time. The consequences of not taking risks to be better, to do better, to learn more, to be more. These are consequences of fear. Always doubting yourself. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's a consequence of fear. Not trying new things. Not taking new adventures. Not dating new people. Not applying for new jobs. Because maybe you're not good enough. Maybe it won't work. I'm scared. Something might happen. Being passive instead of being active in your life. That's a direct part of being afraid all the time. So the consequences of fear, they're insidious. We don't realize it. We're walking around afraid. If you don't think that, think about the last time you posted on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter and you didn't get all the likes you want and you were upset. Why? You're scared you're not good enough. People didn't like your photo. You took a picture. No one liked it. You feel fearful. Okay? It's not because they're busy. It's not because they're worried about their pictures. It's because you're not good enough, right? That's what we tell ourselves, at least. And so fear is insidious and it takes over our lives. And we act like it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. It's a big deal to be scared all the time. It's a big deal to be ruled by fear. And we don't even really know what we're afraid of. Are we really just afraid that people won't like our pictures? Or are we afraid of something deeper? What are we afraid of in applying for that job that we might not get? Or going to the interview for that position that we may not be qualified for? What are you really scared of? Or asking that person out. Are they out of your league? What the hell league are we talking about? Right? I've never heard of a professional dating league. So what are we really afraid of? And why are we letting fear and being scared all the time, why are we letting that rule our lives? So why are we letting fear rule us? Well, frankly, I think we just get into bad habits. We get into really bad habits. And we get passive. We don't take control of our lives. We let it happen to us instead of going out there and taking risks. So we get too comfortable. And we think, well, at least I'm used to this. At least this is better, a little bit better than yesterday. Right? It could be worse. That always annoys me. Right? When someone says, well, it could be worse. Well, of course it could be worse. But does that mean that I should like this? No. No. Okay. So we see that we get into these bad habits of letting fear rule us. So if you're going to overcome fear in your life, if you're going to kick it in the balls, okay? I'm not talking about hugging it. I'm not talking about squeezing it, give it a little back rub. I'm talking about you go straight up to your fears. You kick it in the balls. And you don't apologize. Sorry. And of course, we're talking metaphorically. We're not talking real life here. I'm not advocating that people go out and randomly kick other people in the crotchal area, in the nether regions. Okay? I'm not advocating that. It's metaphorical here. But you need to identify what you are really afraid of in your life. What is really going on? Are you really afraid that you're not good enough? Is that the real fear? Are you afraid of pain? A lot of us are, okay? It's human. But, checkpoint, flashpoint here, pain is inevitable. It's a part of life. I guarantee it. It's a part of everybody's life. Pain is a part of life. So we have to learn to get over it. In Buddhism, they say pain is inevitable. Suffering, on the other hand, is optional. Oft quoted, okay? But that's true. There is pain in your life. So you can either be afraid of it and be ruled by it, or you can say, well, I don't really like this, but I'm going to move forward because the objective is more important than the pain. And so first, I want you to identify, what are you really afraid of? There's probably some level of pain intolerance there. You want to do things, but you want it to be easy. You want it to be good. You want it to be quick, right? Everything in life is quick now. Well, newsflash, again, it's not going to happen. If it does happen, you got lucky on that one. Pain is a part of the process, and sometimes things take time to develop. Sometimes that career takes a little time to develop. Sometimes that relationship needs to get a solid footing before it takes off. Sometimes your business needs to get the fundamentals going before it takes off. So you need to figure out, what am I really afraid of? You need to identify that. And then the next step is, what action can I take right now to start the kicking process, to get the wind up going? What can I do? If I don't like my job right now, my boring job, my cubicle that I've decorated with pictures, it's still a cubicle and I don't want to be there, right? What can I do to get out of there? Or I'm in classes that I don't want to be in. I'm in a relationship and I don't really want to be in it, but it's safe. What can I do? Well, figure out what the real fear is going on there. You're afraid to be alone. You're afraid that you might not be good enough, right? You're afraid you might try for a bigger job, a better job, a bigger cubicle, and you might not get it. Okay, get over it. Accept it. Pain is a part of life. And then go and start taking action. Your fears are only conquered through action. That's the only thing that gets you through it. So what is the first step that you need to take to get out there and kick your fears in the balls? I guarantee you, you do that, you're going to feel better, and it's going to be even easier to take the next step. So you have to identify what you're afraid of, figure out the next step, and then take it. And that, folks, is how you start kicking your fears in the balls. I'm Dr. Leif Smith. Thanks for joining me today on Unbreakable You, and I'll see you next time.